What's up, guys? One of today's YouTube video. Today we are going Funko Pop hunting down to a store called High Five Retro, guys, because today they're doing a pop swap, which if you guys don't know, they basically bring all the vendors from all over anybody that around the town that wants to just sell their collection or sell stuff that they want, and you can basically just come and pick up a spot. It's kind of like a Comic-Con kind of scenario where there's basically booths and you can just go and find stuff if you do need it. But with that being said, if you guys could just smash the like button and hit the subscription, helps the channel immensely. I'm obviously having a great time making content with you guys. Obviously, I'm having fun with obviously pop hunting, but I'm hoping to see if they have anything new from all the new sets. I've watched a lot of new shows, and I'm hoping they do have a lot of stuff. So let's get down to the pop swap and see what the first booth potentially has in store. And yeah, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, we are now on our way to the pop swap. As you guys see, I'm with my dad. Look at him. He's the one driving. But we're going to be going down to the pop swap, and hopefully we find some cool stuff. We are going to be on the hunt for a surprise for my sister, a surprise for my mom, and obviously surprises for me. He doesn't really like collecting pops, so we're obviously going to be searching for whatever we can find. So let's get down to the pop up and see what the first table might potentially have. Over at this first booth, I'm thinking like Ghost Panther, Nick Fury. This is a lot of Marvel stuff. Venom, Hawkeye, those Spiral, those like 8-bit versions, more Venoms, a lot of Star Wars. There's another side to this little table. I'll show you that. Here they see like superhero, like a lot of DC stuff here on this side. That one's really cool. And the Batman Who Laughs. A lot of Ninja Turtle ones. That Azrael Batman's so cool. Eagly Judo Master. A bunch of random miscellaneous ones. Fortnite, but nothing I'm seeing that we're really hunting for. So let's go to the next table. You think have a cool little section in the back. Here's the second table though, and my goodness, it has some super cool ones. Look, there's Luffy gear too. That is so cool. There's also Arlong, Ace. They have that Borsalino, which we do have. Sugar, Smoker, Mihawk, Ivankov, Odin, that Hancock, Shanks up there. There's so many cool ones at this table, and definitely we're gonna pick up some stuff in this table. A couple chases there. That's a cool white beard when he's prime beard, like General Frankie, Luffy Taro, Rabu Lucci, Buff Chopper, Garb, the Red Hawk Luffy, Smoker Chase, Gear 2 Luffy Chase. But super cool at this table. Obviously there's a bunch of sides on this table, which over there. For that same section, I believe there's a couple like this is like the paper for the fly. $5 pops. I do see like that Megumi, which is one we kind of didn't need. I see some Fairy Tail. Just kind of, again, I'm just going to pan by real quick. Nothing too crazy on there. But let's go to still at the same table, but the other side. Continuing on that side, again, I'm kind of panning everywhere. This is like Lord of the Rings. There's like Nezuko, Sonomy, Giyu right there. A lot of like Monsters Inc., Deadpool, Guardians of the Galaxy, Taz, which is cool, and just kind of again just miscellaneous again. A couple random cool ones, but there's another side, the other side. At this table I see like Zoro. It's still the same table, but the other side of the One Piece section I see like Snake Man Luffy, Armored Luffy, Orobi, that Ivankov, that Zoro chase, which is really cool. There's also like Red Hawk Luffy, Gear 5 Luffy, Zoro using Enma. Such cool stuff at this little table. Zoro, again, nothing happened. More random ones, Whitebeard, Yamato, Marco, Caesar Clown, Kuma, kind of miscellaneous stuff here. Some of the bigger ones like the Buggy the Clown, the Dugong, the 50 or the Chase. Again, lots of cool stuff. And then over here I see like Kaidos. Look how cool that is. A lot of really cool stuff here. So, and look at that, the Whitebeard ship. That's actually so sick. But let's go to the next table. Anyway, so now we're at this table over here, and look at these random phrases. Anyways, look at these random tables of pops. We got My Hero pops. If you guys didn't know, this is Victor's table. Anyways, they got a bunch of random pops here, fun stuff. Do I buy this for London? That's the question of the day. But let's go to the actual other table. On this side over here, I'm seeing like Wednesday, the Batman chases, Funko, Scorpion. A lot of cool ones, honestly. Hologram Rick, Superfly down there. A lot of like Deadpools over here. Actually, tons of Deadpools. There's all sorts of different versions of Deadpool. Marvel Champions. There's all sorts of random things, honestly. Look at this. They got Mortal Kombat. See, but like, what if you come back and they're gone? See, look at those pops. Tell him to buy it.
I've already had that happen twice today.
Yeah, see,
Wow.
Chat, vote him. Wow. All sorts of tables. This table has a bunch of Dragon Ball, super cool stuff. Sakura, Madara, a lot of Naruto, a lot of cool. Ooh, even Supersonic up there, Super Peak, and a bunch of like Disney ones. But I'm still gonna keep going around and looking for what we can find. At another booth, I see a lot of like the Freddy Funkos, which are pretty cool. Enmu, that Tetsu, that Trafalgar Law Chasers are a really cool one to see. I'm seeing like Knuckles up there, which we do have, but still a nice one to see. A lot of random mystery ones, but there's still a lot more tables to go. Kind of like look, lots of tables. Now that we're at this table, there's a lot of tables. This one has a like random ones like Baron Zemo, Xiaoling, Tom and Jerry, a bunch of Ninja Turtles. There's a bunch of like McDonald ones. Angel giving a thumbs up. But there is on the other side, there's like a couple of like One Piece balls I am going to show you guys, and then we should be doing all the boosts here. Right, there's a couple of One Piece balls like Frankie, that's super cool, and the Sans, obviously them in their bronze statues, Shanks, King, Kuma, Teach, Rayleigh, that's super cool. A couple other random ones here. There's a Winter Soldier one. There's also like Uzumaki eating the ramen, that should be from Box Lunch. But a lot of really cool, and that is going to complete every single pop. So let's go back to the house and show you what we did pick up. All right, so now that we obviously are here and obviously back from the house, which you guys saw, crazy amounts of stuff. My goodness, was that a lot of things that pop swap went. So we haven't opened up this, so I'm kind of excited to show you guys. So we have a lot of stuff we're gonna go over, and we're gonna go pretty quickly through because there's quite a bit of stuff. Starting off with the first thing we ended up grabbing, which this is a pretty cool piece I did need for the collection. I'm gonna fix that because the sticker kind of, I'll clean it up later, but the sticker got stuck. We ended up getting the Mitsuri with a glow exclusive from Fundome, I don't know what that is, but the exclusive of Mitsuri, which is one that we did need. It's just the glow of the common. I'm not gonna do a glow test tonight because it is dark outside as me recording this, but we do have a glow test, or we do have the Mitsuri, which again is just the common Mitsuri. Nothing too crazy on this one, to be honest, but still a cool piece, if nonetheless. Then continuing from there, which we're gonna keep going, we're gonna go to the other pop we did pick up, which a lot of these are going to be One Piece pops, by the way, but this one is not, and we ended up getting this Levi, the Falling Levi right there. Such a cool piece. It's one that I did need in the collection. Glad I did get it because I've been wanting this one. I remember when it first dropped I wanted it, and now I finally have it, which again, every day I try to get as close as I can to finishing my AOT collection off. We're still a little bit off, but every day we try, and this is a nice little piece to add to the AOT collection, which we're going to do a video update very soon, I think on Friday, putting all of the pops that we've got over the past couple weeks and showcase where they are going, because that is the two cool pops I did need for the collection. And I probably will keep the Mitsuri, honestly, in box, and if I ever get an opportunity, just sign this one, because there's really no reason to have the glow out when I could just have it signed. However, now we have a lot of the One Piece pops here. And we're going to start off with the first one, which we ended up getting Gear 2 Luffy. Something that's crazy is, as of me recording this, I hadn't finished Fishman Island, and Fishman Island is where you meet, or you get the upgrade of Red Hawk Luffy, which he does Gear 2, and it basically does like a Red Hawk flame. Kind of like an Ace kind of inspiration, and he can do like a power punch. I sadly did not watch at the time of that. I hadn't gotten that far, so I skipped over the mold, and it was there. I wish I would have grabbed it. But we do got this one, which is Gear 2. Not the Chase, but this is still such a cool mold. The only thing I wish is that, like, for some reason, he'd be more pink. Because, again, when he goes Gear 2, he's way more pink than he is just regular tone. And that doesn't really reflect in this pop, but it's still cool nonetheless. And it is another Fundome exclusive. Kind of crazy we'd have two Fundome exclusives in the same video, but that's still pretty cool. And now we have a Gear 2 Luffy, which again, we're going to have to update the One Piece shelf very soon. Figure out who's going to go back in box, and figure out who's going to be not back in box. And again, I love this pop. It's still such a cool mold. I love Gear 2 anyway. Gear 2 is currently one of my favorite evolutions, because he only has Gear 2, he has Gear 3, and yeah, I have to keep going. I'm about to be at Punk Hazard, and then I'll probably see some even crazier stuff. But to continue right after that, you can't have a One Piece collection without, obviously, the King of the Pirates, Gold D. Roger. Yeah, I had to get this. This is, again, not the Chase version where he has his hat, but the very common version, or the Funko exclusive version. Such a cool pop. I needed this one in the collection because I don't even have a Gold D. Roger, and I figured this was a great time to get it. Obviously, he is the dad of Ace. Probably everyone knows that, but still such a cool pop. Gold D. Roger, the King of the Pirates, and he's still super cool. If I had an opportunity, I probably would get it signed. I don't really know. I'd have to maybe get a little bit farther so I get more backstory into him, because you just kind of see a little flashbacks here and there. Still a really cool character, but one I did need in the collection. Continuing on from there, again, a lot of these pops have Chase versions of themselves, but a lot of them don't. Like this one, we ended up getting this Marco the Phoenix right here. This is one of the coolest Marco molds. They're actually one of the cool One Piece pops molds, but such a cool mold of Marco, and he's using his devil fruit kind of in the form of a phoenix. Such a cool pop, and again, one that I did need for the collection. Again, you get really lots of cool moments, especially being that he was part of Whitebeard's crew, and man, I think it's a cool pop. It's also funny because he's also voiced by Denki, but such a cool character. I like Marco a lot, and I think this is definitely a great mold for him. And I saw it there, and I was like, bro, you can't pass up on a great mold, because this is so clean. Like, again, the kind of translucent fire just genuinely goes crazy on this mold. Don't know where I'm going to put it, of course, but definitely, I kind of want to put it next to Whitebeard, because, like, it's literally like, it's basically the Zoro of his crew, kind of, where it's like a Zoro Sanji, kind of, where he's a very important part of the crew. Actually, I guess everybody in the crew is important, but, you know, higher up on the tier list scale. Continuing on from there, then obviously we do have this character, another really cool one, and that is going to be Emporio Ivankov. Not the Chase where she's more, or they're more, like, into the female aspect version, which is, again, when she does the hormone shots. This is just kind of the, like, big-headed version. And I think Ivankov is such a cool character. You get so much cool moments of Ivankov in Impel Down, and obviously going into Marineford. Such a cool character. I had to get this in the collection because I didn't have one prior, and I definitely wanted it in the collection. And I saw it there, and I was like, you know what? It's not the chase, which I'm okay with because currently I want to get all the common versions so that when I go hunting for the chases, I'm not having to still get these like basic versions. But we now need the chase of Ivankov. Such a cool pop. If I had a Monkey D Dragon, I'd put them next to each other because they are part of the is it the Imperial Army or the no, not the Imperial Army. What are they part of? Dragons, the Rebellion or whatever they're called. I'm blanking on what the name is, but it's still super cool. And yeah, that's such a cool mold. Or I think it's a great Ivankov mold anyway. It's actually a great One Piece pop. Again, the pops for One Piece recently, because this is more of a more modern pop, is so clean. Continuing on from there, again, we're just endlessly continuing. The One Piece train does not end. We ended up getting now the Zoro Chase, which is the limited edition, not like the limited edition, but the Zoro Chase of East Blue, where he has the bandana. Something I did want. One time at GameStop, I think I showed it in a video, I found one completely crushed, so I skipped it, but this is good box version of Zoro, and again, I needed this in the collection because I had the common, and I wanted the chase again with the bandana, and it was there, and I said, you know what, let's go for it, because one, I like getting chases, and two, I wanted to get this version because it's such a cool mold. Like, you can't tell me that's not a clean, him doing 3 sword style. And I think in the other pop, he has one of the swords in his, like, holster. But in this one, he actually has it, like, pulled out and it's obviously in his mouth. Such a cool mold. They threw this one out of the ballpark. I'm glad I was able to get it. But we got the one last pop. And this is the coolest pop that I could have probably picked up. And you guys will probably see it now. Look at this. We got the literal Prime Beard. We got Whitebeard on the Moby Dick. Such a cool pop. This is on his on his boat, his ship. We don't have any other ships yet. I know they do have one for like Trafalgar Law ship of the Polar Tang. They also have one of obviously Luffy on the Going Merry and the Going Merry and the Thousand Sunny. But look how clean this is. Such a cool pop. Like, man, it's literally him at the front of his like ship. It basically looks like it came right basically at the point of the peak of Marineford. So yeah, that looks so clean. Such a cool pop. I'm glad I was able to get this one. My first ever ship, which I'm going to get, I want to definitely implement into the collection. I'm going to have to find another section maybe to put people. I don't really know what I'm going to do because there's a lot of different spots that I could make a decision on, but it is definitely an important one to put in the collection. And that overall, though, that is everything we did pick up. We had a lot of things picked up. We had all sorts of different pops from all the different shows, and I do hope everyone had an amazing day watching today's video. Also, check out the stream in the short. A lot of stuff going on. I do hope everyone had an amazing day, though. Man, this is so cool. This is one of the coolest things ever. These pops are definitely awesome. I'm glad that when stores do this, shout out to High Five Retro guys. They're the ones that put these together for us. Hope everyone had an amazing day, though. Shout out to Victor, Angel, and Monsa and Michael, because you might have seen them in the video. But other than that, I'll see you guys, obviously, in tomorrow's content. And, yeah, peace.